Welcome to WR Motivation, where every story has a lesson and every setback can become a new beginning. The man who lost everything, then built again. Imagine waking up one morning. You have businesses. You have property. You have financial security. You think you know what tomorrow will look like. Then, in less than a minute, everything changes. This is the story of Ramzan Doraisamy, a businessman who built a successful life, lost almost everything in the Christchurch earthquake, made mistakes while trying to rebuild, and still started again. Because sometimes, the hardest part of success isn't building. It's rebuilding after everything falls apart. Ramzan's story did not begin with failure. He studied law at the University of London. He later moved into business. By the late 1990s, he was building businesses across New Zealand and the UK. His work included areas such as hospitality, property, and consulting. Over the years, he built a seven-figure business portfolio. Life was moving forward. Businesses were growing. He had built something valuable, but he could not know how quickly everything could change. It was the 22nd of February 2011. Ramzan was in Christchurch, New Zealand. Then the earthquake struck. The disaster changed his life in minutes. His businesses were destroyed. His property was destroyed. His financial security disappeared. The life he had spent years building was suddenly gone. His own account describes the experience as going from having significant wealth and security to losing everything in a matter of hours. Ramzan Doraisamy, think about that. Years of work. Gone. The plans he had for the future. Gone. The security he thought he had. Gone. And now he had one question: what do I do next? Most people imagine that a comeback happens like this. You lose everything. You stay positive. You work hard. And suddenly, everything becomes successful again. But real life isn't that simple. Ramzan's first attempt to rebuild did not go perfectly. After the earthquake, he entered the coffee import and export business. But he had no real experience in that industry. The business failed. So now there were two major setbacks. First, the earthquake. Then, a business failure during the rebuild. Instead of hiding this part of his story, he describes it as one of the most expensive lessons of his career. Ramzan Doraisamy, and that is important. Because failure after failure can make you question everything. But it can also teach you what you didn't know before. By late 2013, Ramzan had relocated to the United Kingdom. He started again. This time, he built his businesses around the lessons he had learned. He founded Azalea Ventures. Later, he became involved in other businesses, across consulting, wealth, and hospitality. He didn't simply try to recreate his old life. He changed the way he thought about building it. His focus became stronger foundations, better systems, better preparation, and the ability to adapt when things change. Ramzan's story teaches something bigger than money. You can build something for years and still lose it. You can make a plan, and life can change that plan. You can make a mistake and still start again. The important question isn't, will something ever go wrong? The better question is, what will I do when it does? That became a major part of Ramzan's philosophy. He describes resilience as something that can be built, not something only a few people are born with. Today, Ramzan works internationally as an entrepreneur, advisor, and speaker. His experience, rebuilding after the Christchurch earthquake, became the foundation of the work he now teaches to other entrepreneurs. He later co-founded the Entrepreneur Success Foundry. He also published Unshakable Rise, a book based on his experience of losing, rebuilding, and learning from the process. His story is no longer only about what he lost. It is about what he learned and what he built after learning it. Maybe you're watching this because something in your own life isn't going the way you planned. Maybe you failed. Maybe you lost an opportunity. Maybe you had to start again. Remember this: starting again does not mean you failed. Sometimes it means you learned enough to build differently. Ramsden lost businesses. He lost property. He lost financial security. He even made mistakes during his first attempt to rebuild. But he didn't let one chapter become the entire story. And maybe that's the real lesson. You can lose what you built without losing who you are. You can start again. You can learn again. You can build again. Because your biggest setback doesn't have to be your final chapter. Setbacks don't define you. Your comeback does. This is WR Motivation. Keep growing.